Hey guys, what's going on? It is Gaming and Gear, and the town of Connecticut, is going to hold a drive to collect and destroy violent video games as kind of something that ties in with the shooting that occurred about 3 weeks ago, 2.5, something like that. So, a representative from the committee that's running this drive said, quote, "There are youngsters," you don't get the best impression when the guy uses the word youngsters, "who appear to be consumed with violent video games," he said. "I'm not certain if that's a good thing. If this encourages one courageous conversation with a parent and a child, then it's a success." Now, he's obviously referring to, what he's basically saying is that they want people to talk about it first. They don't want people to just rush out and destroy their kids' violent video games, which I personally think is a good thing. I mean, I don't think all kids are like, "Oh my god, killing is fun," after playing Call of Duty for an hour. But I do think some kids become kind of more... It will change people. I think mostly what violent video games do is they nullify you to killing. They don't make you more apt to kill someone, like be better related towards killing someone. They just kind of like nullify the sense of killing in the media. Not exactly in real life, just in the media. In a further quote, he said, "We're suggesting that for parents who have a child or children who play violent video games to first view all the games. We're asking parents to better understand what the child is doing. I approve of that. Have a conversation about next steps. If the parents are comfortable with their children's gaming habits, then we're comfortable. If the parents aren't, then they can head to the local drive-in movie theater on January 12th to turn those video games in and exchange a $25 gift voucher for use for other forms of entertainment, like perhaps a local water park." This is interesting because that other form of entertainment could be, I don't know, a violent movie. The gift certificate will be donated by a member of the Greater Southington Chamber of Commerce as a token of appreciation for their actions as responsible citizens, according to the press release. Now, it doesn't specify what quantity of video games you have to turn in. I think it's just whatever you turn in, you get $25. That's my understanding of it. And this is also interesting. While the return program calls out the video games, violent movies and music will also be accepted for the exact same amount of money. That's kind of fascinating. They're doing what most people don't. They're targeting directly just all the violent media. The group later went on to say, quote, "The group's actions is not intended to be construed as a statement declaring that violent video games, were the cause of the shocking violence in Newtown on December 14th, according to the statement from the organization. Rather, Southington SOS is saying there's ample evidence that violent video games, along with violent media of all kinds, including TVs and movies portraying story after showing a constant stream of violence and killing, has contributed to increased aggressiveness, fear, anxiety, and desensitizing of our children to acts of violence, including bullying. Social and political commentators, such as well-educated officials, including the president, are attributing violent crime to many factors, including inadequate gun control laws, a culture of violence, and a recreational culture of violence." Now, what do I often think of this? First of all, I am so tired of people saying that all video games is violence. So let's take a journey. According to Wikipedia, these are the top video game franchises, top selling. So that means they're in the homes. Mario, number 1, 435 million. That's 4 times more than Call of Duty's 100 million across all games. After that, 2 is Pokemon, with around half of that at 219.28 million. The Wii series of games is 192.75. That includes Wii Fit, Wii Play, all that sorts of stuff. Not Wii Sports, though. The Sims is next at 150. Grand Theft Auto is 125. Given that is extremely violent, but there's still 4 games that have no violence, basically, except for The Sims, a tiny bit. Not really. That's still pretty good. Tetris, at 125 million, same amount as Grand Theft Auto. Wii Sports, which is the number 1 best-selling single video game in the world, at 109.74 million, given that was bundled with the Wii, but which sold 97.74, I believe. Final Fantasy is next at 102.04. Call of Duty, then FIFA with 100, and then FIFA and Need for Speed tie with Call of Duty, and all with a respective 100 million total units sold. What does this say? 2, maybe 3 if you count Need for Speed, of the top 10 video game franchises they're selling, they aren't violent. What does that say about this? Well, I mean, Final Fantasy does have some sort of violence, but it's not like, it's not gun violence is what I'm saying. So we'll count, like, let's say 35% of the top 10 list. That's not exactly a bad percentage. But what do you guys think? Oh yeah, and I forgot one thing. They're gonna be burned. The violent media. That's weird, because, you know, I remember some successful science fiction author who, you know, predicted that society would get a lot worse if we started censoring it because we didn't like what was in it. Just a little bit of food for thought. Thanks for watching. Please remember to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.